welcome back to the channel, GH family. It is a beautiful Thursday, and I am absolutely buzzing after watching today's episode. Grab a snack, and let's dive right into the madness, because we have a massive amount of drama. I cannot believe they just did that. I am literally shaking my head, typing this up so furiously late at night, because I am so incredibly frustrated and amazed at the exact. I need to get this out of my system before I explode. Am I the only one who is completely losing their mind over Willow Kane right now? I mean, we have to talk about this immediately. Before I even break down the legal mess with Curtis or Sonny's mob drama, we need to address the absolute hurricane that is Willow. Because she just barged right into the Quartermain mansion like she owns the place, screaming and demanding full custody of Wiley and Amelia. I have been watching since 2015, and let me tell you, this is the most unhinged, wild transformation I have ever seen. Remember when Willow was the sweet, innocent schoolteacher? Yeah, that woman is long gone. Now she is married to Drew, divorced from Michael, and acting like an absolute tyrant. She stormed into the Q mansion, and Giovanni Gio Palmieri actually had to step up and question. Gio is standing there, looking at her like she has three heads, asking why on earth she wants to rip those children away from Michael. And Willow's explanation? Oh, it is peak soap opera drama. She insists that Michael had his girlfriend, Jacinda Bracken, drugged. And the craziest part is that she is not entirely wrong about the drug. Jacinda actually went completely rogue and spiked Willow's iced latte with pills she got from Ezra Boyle. I know some people are loving Jacinda for trying to protect Michael, but personally, I think she went way too far. You do not drug the mother of your boyfriend's children, no matter how toxic the custody battle. But Willow is standing in that mansion declaring that she can prove it. She is using her blood test results as the ultimate weapon. She is waving the idea of this medical proof around, calling Michael out for disposing of the cup that Jacinda. Michael literally threw the evidence away to cover for his girlfriend, and Willow is not letting that deter her for a single second. She is going after exactly what she wants, and she does not care who she destroys in the process. But wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Because just when you think Michael is completely backed into a corner with no way to fight back against Willow's blood test results, Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor enter the chat. And let me tell you, I cheer. Trina and Kai find out about all the latest custody issues, and they immediately offer to help Michael go up against Willow. They are gearing up to hand Michael the ultimate nuclear lever. They are going to tell Michael what they know about Willow being Drew's shooter. I mean, think about the absolute brilliance of this strategy. Willow shot her current husband, Drew Kane, twice. She cannot be prosecuted for that crime again because of double jeopardy and the legal loopholes they already jumped. But family court? A custody judge? That is an entirely different battle. Trina and Kai are giving Michael the ammunition to destroy Willow in the court of public. A family judge is going to look at Willow, a woman who literally gunned down the man she is now married to, and they are going to seriously question her fit. Michael is gearing up for a brand new strategy, and I am so here. I want to see Michael take the gloves off. This feud is spiraling completely out of control, and I am genuinely terrified for Wiley and Amelia. But as a viewer, I cannot look away. So while Michael and Willow are preparing for World War III, let's talk about Drew Kane. Don't even get me started. I am so incredibly frustrated with him. He is meeting with someone in secret, spelling out his grand scheme to marginalize Sonny Corinthos. And all the clues point to him forming an alliance with Ava. Drew and Ava teaming up against Sonny? It is a match made in manipulative heaven. But Drew's hypocrisy is what really gets under my skin. Drew is out here acting like the ultimate moral authority. He wants his daughter, Scout, to have absolutely nothing to do with Danny, Jason, Sonny, or that entire mob world. And okay, maybe on paper, keeping a kid away from the mob makes sense. But coming from Drew, the man who was married to Willow, a woman who literally kept him paralyzed and locked in his own body for months, it is so rich. He is telling anyone who will listen that he has severe doubts about whether anyone can really. And honestly, he is probably right about that, but he is using it as an excuse to be incredibly. Because of all this toxic feuding between the adults, poor Scout Quartermain is caught in the cross. Scout is turning to Rocco Falconeri as her confidant. Rocco is dealing with his own massive trauma and guilt over shooting Ross Cullum. And now he has to be the emotional support system for Scout, because Drew is too busy plotting his revenge and marginalizing his enemy. I love that Rocco is stepping up for her, but these kids deserve so much better than the absolute mess their parents are creating. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about Sonny Corinthos and this whole mob exit situation. Because Jen Sidwell just accepted a plea deal. Sidwell is officially headed to Pentonville, which means he is off the board for now. I honestly thought we were going to get a massive, bloody shootout to end the Sidwell saga, but a plea deal? It is a very interesting choice by the writer. And because Sidwell is locked away, Sonny has to accelerate his time. He has to get ready to bid on Sidwell's peers much sooner than he originally. And standing right next to Sonny, looking incredibly concerned, is Rick Lance. Rick has major concerns about this peer bid, but more importantly, he has concerns about Sonny's grand announcement that he is getting out of the mob. I mean, let's be real for a second. I have watched this show for years. Remember when they tried this legit Sonny storyline back in the day? Yeah, it didn't work then either. Sonny Corinthos is the mob. He can buy all the legitimate peers he wants, but trouble always follows. Rick knows this. Rick is literally the voice of reason here, which is terrifying all on its own. I know some people are loving this idea of Sonny retiring and going straight, but personally, I give it 3 months before someone blows up a coffee shipment and Sonny is back to ordering. And speaking of people crossing moral lines, can we please talk about Jordan Ash? I am literally laughing out loud at the audacity of this woman. Jordan is having a conversation with Curtis Ashford, and she casually drops the fact that she is going to use her insider knowledge of Jen Sidwell's assets to her advantage. She had previously given Valentine Cassadine a few tips regarding Sidwell's hold. Why? Because she was returning the favor after Valentine literally saved her life and pulled her from that exploding car on Route 90. But now Jordan is pushing Valentine to pay her as a consultant if he wants any more information. She is extorting a former WSB agent and international fugitive for consulting. Curtis is looking at her, completely baffled, wondering if she is absolutely sure she wants to use her association with a dangerous criminal like Sidwell in this way. But Jordan is standing her ground. She argues that after all the trauma, all the hostage situations, and all the near-death experiences, she might as well get something. And you know what? I kinda love it. Jordan has played by the rules for so long, and it has gotten her nothing but pain. Seeing her embrace this slightly shady, opportunistic side is a breath of fresh air. But Curtis has bigger things to worry about than Jordan's new consultant. Curtis is still awaiting the verdict in his criminal trial for assaulting Isaiah Gant, and the stress is completely tearing Portia Robinson apart. Portia is a nervous wreck, and I am so frustrated with her character. She is fretting over the trial, pacing the floors, completely torn in half. Part of her knows that Isaiah deserves justice. Curtis literally ruined Isaiah's surgical career by destroying his hand in a fit of rage. But the other part of Portia absolutely hates the idea of Desmond Ashford's father landing behind bars and pet. You cannot have it both ways, Portia. You were the one who ruthlessly testified against Curtis on the stand. You built a permanent record against him, and now you are crying because he might actually go to prison? It is driving me crazy. Sometimes she contradicts herself so much, I get whiplash. She wants Curtis to pay, but she doesn't want her baby to grow up without it. It is a completely impossible choice, and the emotional toll is massive. But then, right in the middle of Portia's spiraling anxiety, Isaiah comes along with some good news. He tries his best to lift Portia's spirits, and it seems to work temporarily. Maybe the civil suit is going well, or maybe he got a positive prognosis on his hand, but for a brief second, Portia smiled. But we all know it won't last. Portia will remain on edge over this trial, and the additional drama that is brewing no matter what the... If Curtis is found guilty, he goes to prison, and Portia has all the ammunition for a custody. If he is acquitted, Isaiah is going to be furious, and the tension in that house is going to explode. There is no winning. This entire episode was just a masterclass. From Willow waving her blood tests around like a weapon, to Trina and Kai handing Michael the keys to destroy her, to Drew manipulating the mob landscape, to Jordan becoming a shady consultant, every single scene had me glued to the screen. The writers are setting up a fall season that is going to completely rewrite the power dynamics of Port Charles. Will Michael destroy Willow in court? Or is Sonny's empire destined to crumble? Drop your wildest theories in the comments, hit subscribe, and let's discuss.